to be classed as a working class of slaves. The human race will be maintained as a race to be classed as a working class of slaves. This is why we still have the inequality of the super rich and the super poor, while the super rich hired criminals to keep the super poor in super misery. So it's almost like, and this has been going on for thousands of years. The human race has been treated and will be treated as a race to be classed as a working class of slaves. This is where money and currency comes from. This is where religions come into place. This is where systems that are there to protect us are actually just filters to keep the oppression from being threatened. Like a in this way, all of its puppets will be mined for their resources, experiences, and forced to do the will of the oppressors. The dominant, the established disorder masqueraded as order. We are to be divided, controlled, and limited to their benefit. The parasites are entertained with our misery. Our demise is a product to be sold to other parasites. This is key to the success and profiting of the dark net, where you pay 10,000, 20,000, even hundreds of thousands of dollars to see how people kill each other. And we have even movies that make this a kind of into a competition. So it is that world of perdition that is sustained by this technology also. So our demise is a product to be sold to other parasites. They will also create, place, update, and destroy whatever mechanism that best fits them at any time they choose fit. If a town, city, or nation rises to challenge the will of the mechanism, they will be addressed with. The mechanism cons governments and rulers, politicians, it cons everyone, even babies, everyone. It cons the entire world. It's future puppets, it's future marionettes. It cons because that's the only way it can survive. It even deforms babies into this into a competition of the internal and the external. The mechanism cons governments and rulers that our society is headed toward a more common ground. And when that does not work, they will be replaced by a puppet. It is this idea of forced participation. If you do not participate, then you are purged from the participating in that profession. It is a common practice to have slaves that are attentive, obedient, and submissive, with only intimidation and manipulation to favor the mechanism. This is what happens with Latin American countries, where the slaves and where the mafias and cartel members force the parents and mothers to open the doors to all their friends, and they treat people as a product to be exploited. That is the sad part. The mechanism uses us, the human race, our own kind, to destroy ourselves, to kill, hurt, and hate each other. In other words, you will not face the real mechanism, but only its domesticated puppets, marionettes, the victims, the oppressed, the manipulated, the transgressors against of creation. All of these transgressors that fabricate and continue our misery. However, the human race is the majority on the surface of this planet, and creation has a different plan for those that make it their lives to deserve better. So this is the gift of choice, of will, of taking an active stance, of making it your life to deserve a better path of your own making. Those who define for themselves liberty, compassion, courage, and freedom. Humans do not hide in underground cities or live in artificial, secluded, and encased networks. Other beings are extremely jealous of the naturalness of our design, the perfection of our bodies, designed for our home, the earth. We are not stricken with ailments that are the byproducts of living in an unnatural state. We are connected to our planet, even if we are the byproduct of design and evolution. We must understand all of this in order to become free of all of its associated ignorance, its chains, its perdition. We will explore all of these dangers that we must face in this book. I also want to explain to you why transgressors are fighting a losing battle, and why you must side with creation, who are always winners, but to the mechanism's eyes, they are always the losers. It's all relative. I am going to explain this paradox further in my book. I want to share another paragraph of my book, The Pyramid of Technology, Liberty or Enslavement, the plans of creation. Creation does not care what mechanism is put in place on any planet. Creation has a mechanism of its own, a giant cosmic dance of moving forces, expanding and contracting, which are interacting with other forces. In other words, the world for its beasts that deserve their bestiality, and the world for humans who are in their path of learning what God and creation can be. Creation sides with the human race, its great masterpiece in which minds, bodies, and souls are given the ultimate freedom, choice of will. Notice it is not just choice, but choice to act or the choice of will. Humans that are riding the beast for their benefit are just on their path to being good parasites. Parasitism is a transgression. I have a book on transgressions, which the choice to do nothing while there is something to be done. Egocentrism is the inaction and pretension of a person who will choose to refrain from action in order to avoid pain, suffering, or turmoil for their own benefit, while their inaction ruins or is unfavorable to their own kind. A kind of a cannibalism, a bestialism. This goes to explain the idea of how humans lose their humanity by doing nothing, by acting to do nothing, which is a transgression and the bestialism, a cannibalism of its own. So while some people live in comfort, other people are in complete misery. This is the idea behind the slaves in China, or the slaves of cartels, sexual slaves, or while the superpowers of the world are enjoying the cheap prices that come from slave labor. Humans lose their humanity while they pretend that there is nothing to be done, and this is how the mechanism will continue to make them winners of their own misery. Humans are a manifestation of divine creation. Our nature is the likeness of the divine, and we will gain more divination or lose it as we interact with the mechanism and all the technology that is available to us. In this book, The Pyramid of Technology, we will take a look at the pyramid of technology as it relates to the following subjects: metallurgy, the technology of shaping rock minerals deposits into metals; the technology of printing material as it relates to passing knowledge; the technology of language. What's the difference between the Chinese language and all other advanced languages that we are not privy to, or languages that have been deteriorating over time by the